Welcome back to Tiny Talk. I'm Ray with
Coach Pennington.
How did you end up at West Forsyth?
I was the basketball coach at Parkland. I'd been there several years, and in 2002 we had a player transfer from West to Parkland. And I got to know he and his family pretty well, and just throughout the year, he was a senior when he came to us, they just talked about West a lot, and West was doing this, and West was, this was happening at West. They didn't do it in a bragging way. They were just talking about West, and I remember thinking, I've never been in a school like that. Never been in a school that was able to do those things and had that kind of students and support. So I decided then that when and if the boys' basketball job came open at West, that I would apply. And so in 2007 that happened, and I was able to get the job, and have greatly enjoyed my time here.
Okay, so as an athletic director, what do you exactly do?
Basically, anything related to athletics is going to run through my office. Anything from working with Mr. Spainhour to hire coaches, from scheduling games to referees, buses. Not that I want credit for referees, I don't think that, but scheduling referees, buses, bus drivers, field maintenance, the whole 9 yards as it relates to athletics.
Okay. What is the hardest part of your job?
Probably the fact that with 29 sports and I think 45 teams here, there's just always several things going on with athletics, and it's usually multiple things at the same time. And so I have learned, this is my 9th year doing this job, I've learned that I'm not very good at multitasking. And that's when I get in trouble, and things don't go as they should. So I try to do one thing, and then when that one thing's finished, I move on. But it's hard because I know sometimes there's 21 things I have to do. They're not complicated, but still there's always a lot going on. And I think the other thing that a high school athletic director has to deal with is the time. I'm here 3 or 4 evenings a week till 9:30 plus, and I know what I signed up for, and I enjoy doing it. I love being involved in athletics and enjoy watching you guys play, but those are just some things that you have to deal with in this job.
All right, so the Hall of Fame, it was their first year here. How did you exactly get that going?
So here again, I was inducted into the Parkland Athletic Hall of Fame, I think in 2018. And I always wanted to start one here, and to be honest, I was surprised at a school that's been here this long and been here this successful that we didn't have one. So started working on the Hall of Fame. I looked at maybe 8 or 10 other schools and what they did, their regulations, and how they went through the process of their Hall of Fame. And we were working on that, and COVID hit. Obviously, COVID put a stop to everything. And that really, I think, all in all, was for the best, because in March 2021, Mr. Spainhour comes to West Forsyth, and he's been a great asset. He's a sports guy. He was a basketball player and a basketball coach, and so he and I have worked very closely to get the Hall of Fame started, and it's been a joy to get involved with. We've announced next year's inductees. Some of the accomplishments of former students at West Forsyth are amazing, and what they've done athletically. One of the first female athletic director in West Forsyth was here. Professional athletes. We had a woman that Julie Smith, who carried the torch in the 1996 Olympics. Tab Thacker, who was a NCAA champion, is also an actor. They're old movies, but if you've watched Police Academy, Wildcat, he's the big guy in them, and I could go on, and we'd be here till 4th period. So it's been a thrill to be a part of it.
So there's like new construction by the beach volleyball area. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so that's an awesome thing too. With the help of Gene Lauder, who's a former West Forsyth parent and a Clemens businessman, we are building a field house. And it's something that's really needed. We're fortunate. We're the only school in the county that has a soccer field apart from football on campus. And then we're very fortunate to have the amount of practice fields we have, but other than the area baseball has, there's no inside structure. And so with the help of Gene, we are building a field house, and I think one of the great things about it is a field house that will benefit the sports that are playing down there, which is both soccer teams, it's field hockey, it's beach volleyball, and then we're actually even talking about moving girls lacrosse down there too. So it'll give us shelter, it'll give us the indoor restrooms, and we're very proud of our facilities here at West Forsyth, and I think the field house is not the final touch. You're always working to get better at everything. I don't think you stand still, but the field house is the icing on the cake in a lot of ways.
Okay. Well, if you had $1 million to spend on West Forsyth athletics, where would you spend it on? What would you spend?
That's a great question. I think it wouldn't take very long in this day and time for us to go well over $1 million very quickly. But I think the first thing I would want to do would be a turf field in our football stadium. I think that, number one, is just that's the way teams are going. We would actually, the cost is I think about $1.2 million per field, which is above what we could do. That would have to come through the district, but it would obviously football playing on turf would be awesome. But what it would allow us to do is our other sports would play on turf as well. There'd be times you can practice there when it's too muddy to practice otherwise. So it would be used by football, but it would be used by lacrosse. There probably would be times we would play soccer in the stadium. I think that would be just a great upgrade for us to do. And a lot of places and a lot of areas have gone to that. So let's see if Forsyth County will do that too, because at that much of a cost, that would have to come through the school system. That'd be tough for us to swing unless one of you guys becomes super successful and super rich, and you write us a big check, which we would gladly take. And along those lines, not that KJ's going to do this, but KJ Henry, West Forsyth alumnus, the draft's coming up the next couple days. It's been interesting because NFL teams have contacted us asking about what kind of student was KJ, what kind of person was KJ. They want KJ's records of every class he took at West Forsyth High School. And KJ had to give permission because those are private records. And so Mr. Spanauer worked with Coach Snow, our former coach, to get KJ's permission. So that shows you think that, well, what I do in class doesn't matter. I'm, big time this or that. Well, it obviously does. And the fact that KJ is such a good kid and of such high character, KJ's going to make money because he's a really good football player, but they know that KJ's going to do what he's supposed to do, and he's not going to make whatever team drafts him look stupid by doing dumb things. That's not KJ. He's shown that through his entire life. So I think that's really interesting, so I just mentioned that as well.
All right. We're going to turn to some rapid-fire questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite sport?
It was basketball when I was growing up, but it's golf now. I enjoy playing golf, and athletic director-wise, I enjoy all the sports. I like to win, so obviously the sports that are winning, but I enjoy getting involved in all of them and learning about sports that I don't know a lot about and didn't play growing up.
What's your favorite musical artist?
I enjoy Christian music, but also enjoy the 80s stuff. I like Foreigner and the Eagles, Journey. I hate to say I'm getting old. Don't really care much for your music today, but you probably don't really care much for mine either, but that's kind of the sign of the times.
If you could have any car ever, what car would you
Corvette.
have? Corvette. Best athlete you've seen play in person?
So there would be several in that category. I saw LeBron James play in high school. He played in Greensboro. He played against R.J. Reynolds when Reynolds was in their state championship run, and that was pretty cool. I've seen Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the NBA. Saw Hank Aaron, and I guess you guys know who Hank Aaron is. Had the home run record for years. Saw like, I think 7-14 broke the record. I saw like 7-10 or 11 the season before. You didn't think much of it then, but that's been pretty cool to think about as years go on.
If you weren't an athletic director, you'd be a what?
I would still be a teacher and a coach. I taught civics for 26 years, and I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed coaching. I coached basketball, and then I was the boys golf coach here, and I'd been an assistant football and assistant baseball coach. So I enjoyed the teaching and the coaching part, but I've enjoyed moving also into the athletic director occupation. It was a nice change of pace for me towards the latter part of my career.
All right, we'll be right back.
West Forsyth is proud to announce the first ever Hall of Fame class inductees. These Titans have contributed in a major way to the athletic history of West Forsyth. Stay tuned to West Forsyth Sports Marketing for information about all the ways we will celebrate this groundbreaking class this fall.
Titans, come join us at next week's athletic events. Our teams love getting your support in the village. Take a look at the schedule to see what's going on. Times and dates are subject to change, so make sure you're following us on Twitter at WSSportsMKTG for all of the current info.
Future Titans, don't miss the 2023 soccer camp. Put June 19th through 21st on your calendar and come to West Forsyth Soccer Field. That camp is open to all raising 1st through 8th grade boys and girls. Activities include skill sessions, technical training, and individual competitions and games for all players of all abilities. Get an early bird discount for registering before June 1st. Contact Coach Williams for more information.
Thanks for watching Titan Talk. Views expressed on the show reflect the opinions of the host and guests only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the West Forsyth faculty or staff.
Make sure you're tuned into Titan Talk every week. Click on the playlist to watch all of our episodes. Also check out our highlight videos at Titan Athletics too.
For the latest news on West Forsyth Sports Marketing, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WFSportsMKTG.
Thanks again for watching. I'm Eric.
And I'm Ray.
And we'll see you back here next week.